Have you ever wondered what truly defines intelligence? Is it knowledge, the ability to solve complex problems? Or is it something deeper, an understanding of life itself? What if I told you that some of the most intelligent people in history shared a common trait? They never revealed certain things to others. But why? Before we uncover these profound insights, take a moment to support this journey of wisdom. Like, share and subscribe to this channel, because growth is best when shared. Abraham Lincoln, a man who rose from humble beginnings to become one of the greatest leaders in history, left behind wisdom that still resonates today. His words aren't just about politics or leadership. They are about life itself. Today, we explore 3 things an intelligent person never shares, and why these lessons can shape a happier, more fulfilling life. Lesson 1. Learning from others. Many people believe that experience is the best teacher. While there is truth to this idea, Abraham Lincoln suggests something even wiser: learning from the mistakes of others. Life is too short to make every mistake yourself, and wisdom lies in observing, listening, and applying the lessons others have already discovered. A truly intelligent person doesn't wait to make their own mistakes if they can avoid them altogether. Think about it. Why touch the fire to know it burns when others have already suffered and learned that lesson? Instead, they observe the experiences of those who came before them and take those lessons to heart. Consider a young entrepreneur eager to start a business. They could rush in blindly, make costly mistakes, and learn the hard way. Or they could study the failures and successes of great business minds, understanding where others went wrong and adjusting their approach accordingly. By doing so, they save themselves from unnecessary hardships and significantly increase their chances of success. This principle applies to every aspect of life: relationships, career choices, and even personal habits. If a friend loses a great opportunity due to procrastination, an intelligent person takes note and ensures they develop discipline. If a family member suffers due to financial mismanagement, they learn to budget wisely before encountering similar struggles. Lincoln himself was a student of history. He observed the failures of past leaders and nations, using those lessons to guide his own presidency. He saw how division had destroyed civilizations and worked tirelessly to unify a fractured country. During the Civil War, many doubted Lincoln's leadership. Some urged him to act hastily or use extreme force to suppress the rebellion. However, Lincoln had studied military failures from history. He knew that emotional, rushed decisions often led to disaster. Instead of reacting impulsively, he sought wise counsel, analyzed strategies, and made calculated decisions that ultimately led to victory. Had he ignored the lessons of history, the war could have been prolonged or even lost. His ability to learn from others, both their successes and failures, was a defining trait of his leadership. This concept is not just for presidents or historical figures. It applies to all of us. Workplace wisdom. Imagine an employee who constantly sees a coworker arriving late, missing deadlines, and eventually losing their job. Instead of testing those limits themselves, a wise person recognizes the consequences and ensures they maintain punctuality and responsibility. Health and well-being. Many people neglect their health until it's too late. But those who learn from others' mistakes adopt better habits early. If a person sees an older relative struggling with health issues due to years of poor diet and lack of exercise, they have a choice: repeat the same mistakes or take proactive steps to live a healthier life. Relationships and personal growth. Have you ever witnessed a friendship or relationship fail due to poor communication, dishonesty, or lack of appreciation? Instead of waiting to experience heartbreak firsthand, an intelligent person observes, learns, and nurtures their own relationships with care and wisdom. One of the best ways to learn from others is through reading. Lincoln himself was an avid reader, often immersing himself in books that provided insight into human nature, leadership, and strategy. Books allow us to absorb the knowledge of people who have lived through challenges we may never face directly. Whether the biography of a great leader, a self-improvement guide, or a story of perseverance, each page offers an opportunity to grow without making unnecessary mistakes. Likewise, seeking mentors, people who have walked the path we aspire to take, can accelerate our growth. A mentor can offer advice, point out potential pitfalls, and provide wisdom that might take years to acquire on our own. Lincoln's wisdom teaches us that intelligence is not just about what we know, but about how we apply what we learn. The world is filled with lessons waiting to be discovered, and those who take the time to observe and learn will always be one step ahead. So, the next time you face a challenge, pause and ask yourself, has someone else faced this before? What can I learn from their experience? By doing this, you not only save yourself from unnecessary hardship, but also position yourself for greater success in life. Lesson 2. The power of silence and patience. Have you ever noticed that the wisest people often speak the least? They are not quick to react, nor do they waste words. Abraham Lincoln believed that silence is not just golden, it is powerful. In a world that often rewards loudness and instant reactions, it takes real intelligence to embrace silence and patience. An intelligent person knows when to listen, when to speak, and when to remain quiet. They understand that words, once spoken, cannot be taken back. In moments of anger or adversity, responding impulsively can do more harm than good. Patience, on the other hand, allows us to navigate challenges with clarity and wisdom. Many mistake silence for weakness, but in reality, it is a sign of self-control and strength. Consider a heated argument. When emotions run high, words are often used as weapons. A person who can remain silent in such moments demonstrates a level of discipline that few possess. Take, for example, a well-known moment in Lincoln's life. During the Civil War, he received a letter from one of his generals, who had ignored direct orders and caused a costly delay. Lincoln was furious. He immediately wrote a strongly worded letter, filled with frustration and disappointment. But instead of sending it, he placed it in his desk drawer and waited. By the next morning, his anger had cooled, and he never sent the letter. Historians later found many such unsent letters among Lincoln's documents. This shows that even a leader of his stature understood the power of restraint. How often have we sent a text, an email, or spoken words we later regretted? What if we had taken a step back, breathed, and chosen silence instead? The ability to hold back in moments of frustration can prevent misunderstandings, preserve relationships, and allow us to respond thoughtfully instead of react emotionally. Patience is closely tied to wisdom. Many of life's greatest rewards require time and endurance. Those who lack patience often give up too soon, while those who persist see their efforts pay off. One famous story that illustrates this is about Thomas Edison. It took him over 1,000 attempts to create the first working light bulb. Imagine if he had given up after just a few failures. His patience and determination changed the world. Similarly, Lincoln's journey to becoming president was not an easy one. He lost multiple elections before finally winning the presidency. Each failure was a lesson, and each setback was a step toward success. Had he been impatient, he might have abandoned politics altogether. Patience is also crucial in personal relationships. How many friendships and marriages have ended because one or both people refused to give things time to improve? How many opportunities have been missed because someone wanted instant results instead of waiting and working for long-term success? Knowing when to remain silent is valuable, but so is knowing when to speak. Some situations demand words. Standing up for what is right, defending the vulnerable, or expressing love and gratitude. Lincoln himself was a masterful orator, using his words to unite a divided nation. But he spoke only when necessary, and when he did, people listened. A great example of this is the Gettysburg Address. Lincoln delivered one of the most powerful speeches in history in just 272 words. Unlike others who spoke for hours that day, Lincoln understood that brevity, combined with meaning, had a far greater impact. This is a lesson we can apply in our own lives. Sometimes we feel the need to explain ourselves endlessly or to fill the silence with words. But often, speaking less, while choosing words carefully, can have a much stronger effect. Practical ways to apply silence and patience in daily life. Pause before reacting. If you feel angry or frustrated, take a moment before responding. Ask yourself, will my words help or hurt the situation? Listen more, talk less. The most intelligent people are also the best listeners. When in conversation, focus on understanding rather than just waiting for your turn to speak. Embrace delayed gratification. Good things take time. Whether it's career success, financial stability, or personal growth, patience is key. Choose your words wisely. Not every thought needs to be spoken. Silence can be more powerful than words in certain situations. Let silence work for you. In negotiations or difficult conversations, silence can make others uncomfortable and prompt them to reveal more. Use it to your advantage. Lincoln's wisdom teaches us that silence and patience are not signs of weakness, but of great strength. The ability to remain calm, think before speaking, and wait for the right moment is what sets truly wise individuals apart. So next time you're faced with a difficult situation, pause. Think. Ask yourself, does this require a response, or is silence the better answer? In most cases, the greatest power lies in patience and restraint. Lesson 3. Protecting personal happiness. Happiness isn't something that is handed to us. It's something we create. It does not come from wealth, fame, or external validation, but from within. Abraham Lincoln believed that true happiness is not determined by what happens to us, but by how we perceive and respond to life's events. Many people spend their lives chasing happiness as if it is a destination. They believe they will be happy once they earn a certain amount of money, achieve a specific goal, or gain the approval of others. However, happiness is not found in external circumstances. It is a state of mind. Those who constantly seek validation or compare their lives to others often find themselves in a cycle of dissatisfaction. The danger of seeking validation. In today's world, social media has made it easy to fall into the trap of comparison. Scrolling through endless images of seemingly perfect lives can create feelings of inadequacy. People measure their worth by likes, comments, and followers, forgetting that real happiness is not found in external approval. Lincoln's wisdom teaches us that an intelligent person guards their peace. They don't allow the opinions of others to dictate their self-worth. Instead, they focus on what truly matters: gratitude, self-respect, and personal growth. Consider a person who constantly seeks validation from their peers. They work tirelessly to impress others, always chasing the next compliment or recognition. But no matter how much praise they receive, it never feels like enough. This is because happiness built on external approval is temporary and fragile. The moment validation is withdrawn, dissatisfaction returns. Now, contrast this with someone who is content within themselves. They do not rely on outside opinions to feel worthy. They know their value and find joy in personal growth and meaningful relationships rather than public recognition. This kind of happiness is unshakable because it comes from within. Abraham Lincoln faced many hardships in his life. He grew up in poverty, lost loved ones, and led a nation through one of its darkest times, the Civil War. If happiness were dependent on circumstances, Lincoln had every reason to be miserable. Yet, he maintained a sense of purpose and inner peace. One of his most famous quotes reflects this wisdom. Most folks are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. This simple yet profound statement reminds us that happiness is a choice. No matter what challenges we face, we have the power to shift our perspective and find contentment. How to cultivate inner happiness. If happiness is created from within, how can we protect it? Here are some practical steps. Practice gratitude. Instead of focusing on what you lack, appreciate what you have. Every day, take a moment to acknowledge the good things in your life. Health, family, opportunities, or even small joys like a beautiful sunrise or a kind gesture from a friend. Detach from external validation. Remind yourself that your worth is not defined by the opinions of others. What matters is how you see yourself. Strive for personal excellence, not public approval. Limit comparison. Everyone's journey is different. Just as no two trees grow at the same rate, no two people have the same path. Instead of comparing your life to others, focus on your own progress. Surround yourself with positive influences. The people we spend time with can either uplift us or drain us. Choose relationships that encourage growth, positivity, and self-acceptance. Engage in meaningful activities. Pursue hobbies, passions, and goals that bring you joy. True happiness often comes from creating, learning, and contributing to something bigger than yourself. Let go of what you can't control. Worrying about things beyond your control only leads to stress. Instead, focus on what you can change: your attitude, your actions, and your response to challenges. Imagine two farmers facing the same drought. One farmer complains daily, blaming the weather, the government, and bad luck. He is consumed by negativity and frustration. The other farmer acknowledges the difficulty, but decides to adapt. He conserves water, explores alternative farming methods, and remains hopeful. At the end of the season, the first farmer is exhausted and bitter, while the second farmer, despite hardships, has maintained his peace. His happiness was not determined by the drought, but by his attitude toward it. This example mirrors Lincoln's philosophy. Life will always present difficulties, but our response determines our happiness. We can either be consumed by what we lack or make the best of what we have. Abraham Lincoln's wisdom is timeless. Intelligence is not just about knowing facts. It's about understanding life. By learning from others, mastering silence, and nurturing personal happiness, we build a life of wisdom, peace, and success. So, the next time you find yourself feeling unhappy, pause and ask yourself, am I basing my happiness on things outside of my control? If so, shift your focus inward. Protect your peace, choose gratitude, and remember, happiness is something you create, not something you find. What are your thoughts on Lincoln's lessons? Share your insights in the comments below. And don't forget, if you found value in this message, share and subscribe. Let's continue this journey of growth together.